na wama yedi juma na bom mamuni na ache mamuni na kwaba ade ban the program kesi so mesra we say o hwe msa do hwiri ya mesra we say obe like page na mame na wa share page no so dia mame mesra mo any day mo ara say who me live there then please do that for me when I'm so be sure and be for me then I'm so unsure so we send to a couple of people and then we start today's program. Mon share why Mr. Mon share page in the name. All right. How about some kind of Esther Evelyn? You are welcome. I see you are watching on YouTube actually. Now face off channel. Yeah, hope say be able call. Na me adaroma me hoye. So I hope say also be out here the way it's say and there I think Monday, yeah. And then Monday, 4th of November 2024. My birthday is coming up as well. And to be able to do my birthday, we will celebrate it and celebrate it well. Bompire, the beer said the Americano. Na what would be the amame? Nyami shira no when shira men so I can't. Okay. Yeah. It's me and Shibi. Let's go. Let's go here and then. Oh, come on. Come on. Effect and effect and effect. Effect. Dear me. Patron baso amushe mo share Mr. Mo bi an share na page nko Mr. Mo p share the page, make the page go. My dear, my dear, yeah. Okay. Good. Charlie. All right. All right. Mr. Diana, thank you so much for coming. We're starting the program now. And before anything, let me play a few commercials and then we will go on. Let's listen to this.
This was to jam was on a Brahma breast fees and make China as a Ketwa. Moya Crack Hospital, Dana Medre. And then people back away, me to free and answer my son, Amuko school, for education. Nazami Coco, Crack, Coca, or Metrabuya, I would be, as I say, 3 years in mine. The Hoko Quabuso. Now, John, this would bear this within a year. Be found three. Ah, Mammy, who are can't you for me, maybe I'm found by 1 BPG. Now, BP is our name. Now we are soldier police. Yes, it's a Namu Papa Binya, Namo Papa, me walk around Yabahani. And this is the end. Why, we are one of trouble man, Macum, Yar Twama Bawumia. Ah, Flapcation, we are about the Kobe. Menana for you now about the Kobe Namo, Yamia Wapi Gamma Wapi. Yo, you say a kukrudu. Or not there.
na dwene mu de yento aba emfama Dr. Bawumia because MPP ba ye wanya so mfa so bebre ntina yento aba emfama the excellency Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. I believe says na make wadwene ye say obeto aba ama doctor. I believe say after Endra ne engagement with the youth no in terms of the plan or woman youth no I believe say now e bebie ani ama yan say na mpo na wonye wadwene say obeto aba ama Bawumia with the Endra or ye ne de I believe say Ghana can corner open say Ghana na ye pese 2 pound there nature say that is the choice that we would have to go for. Another video that I like to play. Yeah, ba. Uncle
John, mema wakwaba.
Ya ja se o.
Alhaji mema wakwaba.
Mama Lily.
John, aha de bre wo na onam.
Abi de amagana nti na menemu, wan se mre kakra ndi ja no. To no nti na ma saba.
Alhaji, aha de bre wo.
Yo, me da se. Mo amonim, tama na ama wa ho kire mo miana na me boaboa na kakra. Na se de ma ya krado se me pese me be ware no. Na me ko siesie no. Na me mane san gina ne na aso biom. No ye kra behwe.
Yo, abusuafo, yesempa. Yo, amagana. Wasumo.
Mentumi ensan mechi. Sho bread baby a wo de me fam yi. Amane hu. Baby. Mentumi biom. Forward ever, backwards never.
John, wo okwan a wo de me bai fa so. Ahokire, ekom, dum so. Hwa me nananum yi. Ya free SHS ya ba ya. Kom anya school anko. Enehwe ya o ma yefe.
Ase o ma se sambe sha obo. Sa ho mache 2 o'clock kokra. Meko bank, na makwa ko yiska. E de abra magana. Na maboni dwetire ama na starting kokon ketenkete.
Hey! Akonta, you are still incompetent.
2% side mama abrabo. E to chacha to say aviator. There be emaso.
Alhaji has also promised us jobs through digitalization. Ejimambe bususe.
Alhaji de metene so a ne masore. Emiri bia mekani abesa no. Otimi to kanea light e woni phone so. Ema me ba bia wonam bia. Yo amagana. Enya me me ware ama wo. Alhaji ni Jones ni wa chusu.
No ababa say. Eye Alhaji number 1.
Alhaji number one.
Esoro ho.
Yo, minianum. Mamma na kwa baby at the back page so. John, the young John who view. They say a man is so many ate. Omo pe mema ya ne wo a umbetumi ahwe ya ma. Enye mema ya ne omo wo a omuntumi mo ayen. Nti no they say sa na akoye. Michia obi bia bio and then my starting free TikTok. Obi a join mama Mary Michia Kofi Boat Michia obi a join mo obi a Michia Mama Thes Bako I believe so. Also Shaman Akopo Insha. It's Diana Rivers Medase. You are also on TikTok. God bless you. Yeah, aha, definitely. Said yeah, you know. Sister Evelyn, ewa Sister Lily, so yeah, Sister Millicent, also say hello, Brother Felix, and everyone. Mr. Bosom Pim say, hi Felix, hello. I say how you doing? Patrick, I hope so also here. There you. Maybe Chumesi Dinkra, which I also saw. Chumesi Dinkra, which I also saw. Me that say what to me. I be joining me. Na me support one. Madam Mama Masalifu. Na me shall na onya okese. Futu be ba and then cry shower with the shame. Hilly will say Ghana has moved on. We will vote for Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. That is actually true. Me patro and then also kakakra na yekoto abano enti ye be little education keto abi keke na ye de program na nka ye to aso ni aba mesrew se 7 December edu na okoto aba me ka kire MPP fo a mo hwe me neni na ne se nyame adawroma ebio se mutumi tie Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia endra dia then mabuna na mo doubt se what is your place, or where is your place in the Bawumia government? You saw your levels despite the pressure, despite the questions, everything I demand ibiano onya abotre ye den echirechiri mu emane ko I mean baby SSL ko ntino choice near one papa ya or that screen you see yeah Alhaji Dr. Mahmood Bawumia Dr. Alhaji Mahmood Bawumia ono memfa na yi nembra ono any nipa asisi ni yakoto abade ayeden e de amano monkoto abano said the tie send ye be ya ye be win emphatically and person be second round ye person ye one touch victory obia ye person ye kono one touch victory. That is all we want. Now you nim so say per the numbers per adwuma ya ye per figures per niama sebi ye putting it together and there is no way SSA MPP it to me retain the power and me sra mo modern na monkoto aba Emma His Excellency Alhaji Dr. Mahmood Bawumia na mo to so na ma to amane MP said ye be ya ne nyuma panen and some I like ne bold solutions or person or deba Ghana no to me every pay amana kofa enyonyam she e de abrega ne na mesra mo se waba so a she na enem wo funny video bi me boy no wi a na maba school for me who say awofo bebre like especially with this school year we complaining a lot about a couple of things and what I'm going to do is I'm spending about 10 minutes at the can once na ya church near my mama awofo ayeden awofo atiase na from there no we will do actual politics mo kai say enche bia na mbegina ha no kwe kra de ache me start almost started so money me ko yes and to kana me ka kire mo say ebre bi beba on one year one etu ani agu na na ado so Bawumia so edi atem left right center ye de omo be ye de ase omuni na no eduro be chichi yen ama yakeka ye no asem ene na nsa me na moa na me kote sa beifo ba na odi ni page maaye se ekuadonko awu ntino ye metra na ye nsere no and this is confession a wono agina okasa mpa oye beifo na ono oba ebruchiri na obeto obayi oye beifo na oba ebruchiri na obeto obayi utie. That is how God would expose your enemies. Now we as nankasa no certain people don't think obi wa we na dey a obefa onwe the free mefia welcome obi wa we na dey a chese onkasa but obi so ho a onwe nam ne nwuma penti no Se obotia no kra na kama so ye den na kama so ni wudili. Oba no se oba bruchiri and oba beto oba yie. Se de ebe yie na ye fa ma yitumi ba bonten ebe ka se me ye beifo na me be bruchiri na beto oba yie. And all of this comes to show you the reason why ya omutumi nya sa akukuduro no, the reason why ya omutumi nya sa vim no, the reason why omutumi nya sa joy ne say just omo ye evil, they accept that they are evil, like omo ye bad, they accept that they are bad, like omo ye like nothing to write, and they are happy, they are deplorable, they are happy the way it is. Because I won't be for unko wish death even on your enemy. Onya beifua, somebody wouldn't die for you to jubilate because somebody died. Now, nini na is a matter of jealousy. When to me and do baby in life, or be a draw in life. So long as on when to me and kwenko do baby on nipane do ni or beko edi eti nipano. Simple and yan tipan no crana or bekan sim fear be ensem fata edi afinipano. Muma yenti bron sambe, I believe say Martin and Kada may bonu 2 times na Martin ye. No chine bi me fellas me be jina na me catch say as soon as you bentin ye beifo one will say man sorry keke they be ameka sa asem e kire mo say me sorry keke emme bo bi be ye me sorry keke emme ye. How many times am there we say abeifo mutugu? How many times am there? Because they know they like they fear not, they better not. Because so many what is good for them. So me when I say something, so now you are grown and no do fellas about and it's a fact. Whenever I say something, you know they are, and I mean this is not the first one. Baby out. And young swear in with Dr. Bawumia, be free because of jealousy in maybe a bent in the cancer started when we yen in Iowa, but I say me, I know say Unyankopon or Dogana mine na on ye ready so the Ghana my air quack share one on best at Ghana say Ghana view. Muntie bay for bay, yeah, a better so. Yanko.
I say you people have to record this. Me a white witch.
Yo.
Me ba broche na mbeto beyi.
Aye.
Me kanu kra wa. Me ba broche na mbeto beyi. Me ade a obehu ne se eye World Cup no. Me enya World Cup mame. Enya World Cup mame. And me so she kura.
Eko wasumu de. Me one the last one let them expose themselves. Your God would turn your enemies to start singing their own stuff. And then Samson wa da boya say en kanchire mo say I feed your no enemy say oyebefo wajitum say oyebefo obebruchiri and obeto obeye. Yanko.
I say you people have to record this. Me a white witch.
Yo.
Me ba broche na mbeto beyi.
Yo.
Me kanu kra wa.
Yo.
Me ba broche na mbeto beyi. Me ade a obehu ne se eye World Cup no. Me enya World Cup mame. Enya World Cup mame. And me so she kura. I say you people have to record this. Me a white witch. Me ba broche na mbeto beyi.
Yo.
Me kanu kra wa. Me ba broche na mbeto beyi. Me ade a obehu ne se eye World Cup no. Me enya World Cup mame. Enya World Cup mame. And me so she kura.
You Intino mesrel say okoni page so na oboda mo a menwe say odo NDC and I say NDC will be papa magana nti and o kasa na mbom before empa the papa eno ntini bia ye papa bia, be it ambulance, be it one district, one factory, be it guarantee free student loan, be it expansion of the GDP. Emu bia amfano ho. Ne dia ne se dia onim ne se obedere. Ha na eniama papa ese sanka ban bi de bre Ghana no. Manemma na Ghana de bia yentenkwa akire sa. Enyame na mekae Samson wa dabo ya se oyebeifuo na obebruchire. This is just the beginning, and very soon they will be coming out one by one. All right. Me kanama kan say abato aye kotwe say yehuni say entokwa no afono afa baako amene yesori a we hwene achia we aboa we yekwasea we jimijimi enko ane sebe kasa edaya no na first sa kasa na nka ejama yen Felix no age ase ka campaign ni do a womo ye candidate ni ade de womo no mo ton mo message womo manifesto huni ama na womo ye na nka womo ejai sa aboa kwasea no ama yen Felix no ye ni aye de sebe womo kan say quota asefo ma ye hwe nhyeda mfa ye ho sa ye mfi hwe no ye de sebe na ke just apart ne ma ye ene de Mr. Mahama sorry ya so no and as he say wabeje atemnie no anaso wabeje sa atemnie no e de atum na ene me pese me no mienu ni na adwene niama kakra bi ho ene election ya ye kotwe je na no pokwa agema kasa o kan ye no last na metie I believe I played it the last time too here. And I want to play it one more time, and I will use something or I will explain something to you. Yo.
Certain years is some maya. Hanka gonna have any problem. Anna, ye dear temno dear the fire position. Answer sachet. My potholes no. Ama kwani anyeni ye. Amen suya mekaho. Ama schools are mekaho. Ama airport papa bi a mekaho. Ama habo ama mekaho. Ama man for asumanjuom. Ye anisi a chere mofrano kasa enyefe. Na amfata yen. Ain't no de and they years in Chabi out there at na chesa wunya serious.
Okay. Mocha Tini B.
Anna ye dear temno dear the fire position.
Adentia. J Nano Pokwajimai was the flag bearers running mate for NDC in the 2020 election. Now, Onimse, one of the strategies are they employed, and then they say you be didi ekufuado and a Bawumia attempt. Ye didi attempt, or say you say enkusishe. Afei, ebra se ababio utie. Say ye koton ye message, you know. Jena no pokwajima abeti ase ne flag bearer kwa bontia. Enyo mo policies ho no asem no woka wo. Na mbo matem didi. Nti o sheda kan kasakwa. O si ye didi attempt, and to me and we need and it is a fact. Because said the debia mekan ha no say ka say yen kan boa no kwase ade ye ni na yin kura se fo yetuma begina abeka bi. Utie di America no. Se ye kasa aboa ene kwase ade a ye ni na ye betumi abaye den ye ni na ye betumi aba bekasa asem ni bi wa ha. Nsi akwasi abotre kasa na no hye kakra abotre ai misrewa me take it easy. The obeshe share the person obeshe no so nyai ai let us stay focused na obi anko feel offended me that say na jeno pokwa ajmai aba be hu ni say enya ade a so mo koso yes 2020 and 2020 sa brabe di atem ni ade na enya ade e befa until let us sell policy instead of say you be di atem oba na beti ase. The question now is, will Mahama understand and accept, say, or no one can running mates, no crowd will say the type of campaign or more running it on insult, no, it's not going to get them the results they are looking for. On one running mates. And this is the first time a running mate, ya or no, except they are the boss, back on and catch the boss and say, hey, may a penny, and yes, honey, your politics. But can't the Mahama, only meaning now, shed them, we see a Bemagana for Wenya. Utie. Na yen so yen tumi nton no mfama eye Ghana for ntumi ntiase Jena no pokwa adwuma yen clear. Today's election is not about insult. This election is about what policy are you bringing to a way to lessen the burdens of Ghanaians. Now, Andra adia kese bi awanwan so de bi esi e Ghana. And then say NDC for sorry, almost say Dr. Bawumia economy no kasa and we economy no digitalization. Now, you know, it comes to tell you, say, this NDC for year we including John Dramani Mahama are not on top of issues. And the reason is in this fourth revolutionary dispensation, in this fourth industrial revolution as we have it, where digitization is the drive for every thriving economy. So what catch them and say you don't know the correlation, or you don't know the essence or the use of digitization in an economy, then it clearly shows the reason why John Dramani Mahama and NDC were not able to move this economy forward. Because in this industrial revolution as we have, technology is what is leading everything. Technology, if you want to get taxes from your people, it is employing smart ways of collecting taxes. Do you understand? If you want to get the maximum, from your citizens in terms of tax, it is how you use digitization to open the economy, because that is where it is going. Today, as we speak, there is somebody that lives in India, but they are working for Microsoft or somebody in the state. There is someone that lives in Mexico. That person is working for a company in Canada. There is somebody in Ghana that is working for a company in Australia. And they are doing all of that remotely. That is where the world is going. Baby, we are saying economy. And unti se wunye obi a odi president that no so person be the president bio. Na onim the essence, onim the reason, onim the importance digitization plays in an economy. Then Ghana for we are better off to stick with Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia and the NPP government. NDC is a waste of time. Because at the end of the cost non tiasie. How many times we say IRS for say and they say now but system no e-voice no has been established, and when the company no say laws will say then you scanning ya, and it is recorded. Didn't say yeah you do now or file a tax and also go to your tax on to me see a buy no, because everything has been captured and digitized. This is the future Dr. Bawumia is talking about. And yesterday, Sister Cynthia, you are welcome. I sat down, watched Dr. Bawumia stand on his feet, give like a detail. You see, or you're so detailed oriented. Say like, who say okay, problem to say no. Say na me face say ye nebe ye. En kane no ni ye ni say. But me Bawumia de me pese me ye ni say. I don't know if those who watched yesterday's encounter also found what I saw. You have the question, man. Ochira problem no. Now wachira kwanya ye no tetina anye ye. Na ono a professor se moma ne chance, moma no ebre na oba be di mampani a dia ono so betumi di asesa mu nie. Ghana for please. Onyame bie ye need to something. Say Ghana per se grow, ne develop wa. Onyame is opening our eyes to something. Share the page as you have come on. The share is not for sale. But Onyame fa Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia so e de Ghana kodum pempen so bi ane ye nwene kurase ye beduru ho. Onyame onam kese onam na kwan bi so de Dr. Bawumia e besesa Ghana. Ama Ghana edum pempen so a esese Ghana do. Miss B, I said I was so surprised. Say every problem posed at Bawumia, he found a way to articulate and answer everything. Sister Eunice, you are not the only one in TSO. Maybe I mean these days, I mean, some pen 70 said you or Kasakura no my emotional because you look at this only papa say. Yes, a party politics in tea. Yes, NDC MPP in tea. Yanya such a bread and cotton of ye. No, Bimbrambe did this kaka, one for Bibia me ade, on be improve Bibia, on Betty Gun is candy cake and Sanko retire. Sir Eunice. Okay? This man, Dr. Mahamadou Bawumia, after watching him for hours standing on his feet, telling the youth, what would I do for youth in Agrek? What would I do for you to get a job? What would I do for you to get this? What would I do in terms of way? This is where we have reached. This is where we are expecting to go. We have launched this. We have launched that. This is where we expect it to be. We need Ghana to start creating apps and be owners of apps so that we can also make money like the Apples and the other people have made money, like the Spotify and the Tidals have made money. This man is bringing solutions, a solution-oriented man. Ghana for said Debbie. Ma Mary, Ghana for said Debbie. Young Quafad, you are better Docono Bosso. Why you almost say Mahama? Ah, Nanya Papa way no buy ya Docono net de 50 pesos are all Kona Docono de 2 cities. No. Na Docono price of course, so Kurano, a year baby. Ah, Nunti, ye Bama ye Madache, or my dache, ye dibe exchange for the price of kinky and the price of oil. Are we serious as a nation? Somebody is building a system. He said something, and that is what I have always sought to tell people anytime for those of you who come to watch me. We complain about corruption as we speak. What is one of the campaign messages of NDC? MPP is corrupt. Oh my corrupt. Oh my disca. Oh my weska. Oh my weska. And they have stolen. They have stolen. Okay. What is NDC's idea about stopping the stolen money? Guess what they said? Their way of stopping the stolen is to come and prosecute people that they claim are corrupt. And you prosecute them and the act of corruption leaves the system. Me pacho yetiwe Sister Lily. Sabe, yaje grofo nko je lebia. Obi nko wi ade ma yemfa ne ntumu de bia. But ye de no tumu a, does that stop stealing? No, people still steal. Yeche armed robbers, ekunkum bi shibi. Does that stop them from going armed robbery? No. Because the loophole now is say ye kata hon said the beya enkoye den and to mean conquer escalate. No, we are not looking at that. We are rather looking at the punitive measures. But there is obia ye did not go jail 6 times or beba or besa ye did not go be wadani jail bed. But se utuya niama sebi on to me man enkoye sa abone na mayemfa ne nkwa. You have curbed corruption. In the end, this for operation recover all loot. Okay, recover all loot in the next day. Those we think have chopped Ghana's money, we are going to take them to court and then we prosecute them. And that stops the person doing the chobo by the GRA. That stops the nurse who is taking bribes and selling blood. That stops the government truck driver who is using government truck to do his own personal business. No. But digitization can stop that. Because if you're a government driver, as we have it now, most of your tankers are usually the census are born. It is your small koboko. Near Behuns are filled in a Kwabibrim district, and not all the car near them would be the question. Because you are being tracked. Digitization in the Endra, Yenina, broad daylight robbery. No more things so we are dear Kobe and security services cameras here, the Abu Ghana street Suntino. That is how you develop a nation. When was the last time I would say I'm robbery serious? These people, they are stupid. They are not well to go and steal at Adabraka, knowing very well that we have security cameras in these places because it's a prime area. Now you're chill. Because the car that was used to do the robbery has been found. And I believe the police will soon give account of what they have been able to uncover so far. And now digitization. And now making sure we are using technology in our security systems in terms of CCTV with cameras. Yeah, they are Ghana street so. And ya grow, ben you say grow na media. Oko Ghana. So oko Ghana cha na make catch oko Ghana na most of streets now who are na musuni ni na no cameras baby into we are ya na so. That is you correcting a problem. Lady Gaga, welcome. That is you tackling an issue because I'm robber. Onim NDC and onim MPP, no onim CPP. Ne de ane say obi wi ade. But say ye to me at the camera sibiba. Na so nipa ne bedi bone ne kra ne ye to me china. It is us solving a problem. And this is something we have been able to do. Broad daylight robbery. Your face say you dame ye ko. Ya cheka no. Na yenya cheka no so there definitely the suspects and how the car got to whose hands and whose hands no, all of them would be brought. Say and you develop your mind. And yan kokon keten. Say and you develop your mind and ye gari olunka ye de bema free. Say and you develop your mind and your party be obeka chira will say no contribution, no chop. And unti say we go check 3 krana also your banner your ma be there could check 3. Let us be vigilant and careful about the Ghana. Me say Andra listening to Dr. Bawumia, I was like phobia. I was there like now Ghana is going somewhere. And his answers were precise, on point. Where he felt say he had a little challenge, he will usually say he would have to refer to his team, a research-oriented person into on Kasa by heart. Utie, it sounds so he research-oriented into no Bawumia on Kasa by heart. Obviously, the Intina Mahama Embra debate here on Pesoba. Because they are Bawumia the baby deny fact and figures data. Mahama so baby play on the emotions of people. And I did we need 2 cities, they say 5 cities. I did we need 3 cities, they say 1 city. That is all he's coming to do. But let's talk about tariffs. You're talking about electricity. Mebwa. Senebo den tariffs nebo den. Yebisa Bawumia also den. Also your peso investing in solar panel 2,000 megawatts of solar panel energy to give us a breed. The idea of me say solar no so no ano anase ne bo no e wo fom. Enti ebema with electricity e wutua no aba fom. This is pragmatic approach to solve an existing problem we have complained about. Electricity boarding o se sa dia yanko fa dia we mra ne yemfa mema ne bo no emra fom. Na okay bibi ma manage say phobia. The man actually believes in Ghanaians. On this Kwame Bediako and cheddar. On this cheddar. He believes in Ghanaians. Or say solar panel company in Ankasa ye no. Ye no Ghana. Because any ama ye no can be done here. He mentioned something I may say, hey, Abrantie we are yidodo. Any ama miensa. Also, person by 2028 to say no Ghana credit say a more importation credit should be a thing of the past. I'm say, hey, Abrantie butu. Railway, your way, railway, or see a do baby, a block rano, near Kokra, and the Abayo concrete. Oh, baby, where you crumua. Or seeing in our idea, it will create job opportunities. And Nadia, I be real, no, yan, ya. Your manufacturing will crumua, Ghana. Na nya fe ne yakose se city bebre akoto dollar ketu bi na ya akoto railway ayi ketu bi ni aba na no so abebo ye ketu o se there be. Let us manufacture it in Ghana. He believes in Ghana. Alaji Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia believes in the human resources of Ghana. When him say it is possible, se bronia ye mana ye ya me nso me gidi se me nso metumi aye mana ye den metumi aye mana ye. Stevens, me say how he even answered the Greek thing. I was like, hey, Nanti doctor, I dear pan own him. Oh, the other say economics and kwana you. But after baby, I wouldn't even say education when him do a person with on digital would the neighbor before on him do a person would the come mining on him do a person. It's like this man has categorized his life in a way, say every question, challenge thrown at him, he finds a solution for it. I say, agree. Yes, just na mo agree. Kadi na mo betu asotwe agree baby fear e di bedu ye nie. And having this digital agenda is going to what? Help the agricultural sector a lot. Ibini say, ye use new modern ways of improving agri. Government working with, just say, this, government working with private sector. Adentia. And Crawford wa Ghana, or ya Jumisa Abaya Juma de Gukran and Fanaho. But say, a Juma fully abide. Nas ye or private sector. Yakasa bra 9 a.m. Abeba 9 a.m. Dr. Bawumia who say, Abribiano, we push all the pressure on government. Now, foreign investors aba, woman before you see can say no more, there's no social or corporate responsibility for them. And now say, let us offload some of those problems, to the private sector. Mr. Evelyn, do you know why Intia Papa cancer? So that the budget of Ghana would not be outblown. Now they be just is like big extravagant busia near to me the because near man says and bank busia de private sector na partnership agreement into private and a funding. And no be why I say MPP for economic cars 300. Oma cheni na NDC for economic cars 500. Oma cheni na no ma chamo mo and abe your mind can de and the car no po Bawumia say yento. Obe bruchira sana government agencies ni bebre. Yento car no. Ye lease. U lease. Yane private sector no call. So you lease. Inti say machine no problem bi ba ho a. Esan say ye private sector inti no. Private sector na so on the mechanic for company omuni omo ye adwuma. Over Canada oba ko friend say is this ACP is it ACBB CA Canadian Auto BB. You understand? Until they are in conjunction with the government. Until everyone say, I buy machine be or they are printing. I say, as a so copiska, no they are new printing. There be a son say a year lease. Now agreement near lease with the private sector, I didn't say ya no. One way you are more dear Nanka so mudi lease no, and the Kobohoka, a DSCC, no more dear Brayan, Bosume Swan. Yes, we lease agreement and your mono. Na ya, Sebi you're obliged to it. This is the future. Some say, and Penifone talk cars a Cassiana Mompedia. They say cars no poyento. Now, wait to make us a no the co fee. Uti. Car no, I buy car no, yan toe, na yabe chamamu, now with your kusu fee, ye see. Ukra Ghana card into no the co fee crazy one a car company in Ankasa befa. This is the way to go Ghana for. So would see a large Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. He had questions answered the right way. What surprised me is like his passion for the youth of Ghana. Na ne passion no sebe. Enye enko konketen kete shebre. Enye mpre konketen kete shebre. Enye mortuary shebre. Enye okada shebre. Enye sebe panu tuon discotheque. Free ashawo sala enye sa sunsumuno. The passion is more about Ghana needs to be the first to go here. There should be a Ghanaian that created this for the first time in history. There is a time where now Ghana is the #1 medical drone delivery service in the whole world. Like he believes that Ghana needs to be #1. Always giving you that assurance that it is possible. Olembe for nusu gu echire ho. Utie. Chumpu hu for womu gu echire ho. Alabama Crusade for egu echire ho. Ena nkwasi akeka ena Fulani di o meye we second lady ena Fulani ye nipa ena Mamprusi yesei ena Kusasi yesei ena Achimota Forest yaton ena se kura de Ghana obi a de 3 billion Ghana crowd is say who did the nana ofe. Because ya keka nko ya koto aba. Yeah, Kotuaba, Interpol just the wonderful way, Eguho, Aye, Nimusun, Kabi Bia, Yentie, Dinity Bonko, Sem free 2020, Mumpe message Mayo, Mumpe message Mayo, Yampe message Miami, Kotuaba. And I know you by the I feel almost a 3-3-1. Now we are schooling, ni wako school. Where's your idea, Becatcher, me say, the future of Ghana has to be placed in the hands of John Dramani Mahama. We are serious. I don't think you are serious. But in Sri Lanka, doctor, yeah, that's it. Say, utumi, yes, jumedi edema, me pacho, awufo ni bebre complaining, meba. Ghana di video say ya, me ma menom, yes, remo, yenim say, school be sana na maswa eshe. But yes, remo, se muye video sana, se mo de to abontia. Yeah. Sorry. Mama ye the appropriate people are de ebufu and I say yebema your frustration akom so. Ye ma me sebe ne banko aban school. Mr. Muntie ni yepa. Ye ma me ne ba enko aban school. Ne ba ko private school. Apparently prospectus said the man in terms of books say ne ba or class 5 ekotono utia almost utia 1,000 Ghana cedis. Na me when I was first watching the video, no, na me jene say wako government school and yakoto sa amano. Me pacho private schools are not controlled by the government. Inti say odo bako international school, odo bako preparatory school, na yamani books na or ta enya buy na ye. Now these days, no, they are me person awofo any bomb. Hono so ne say some of these teachers and these schools and headmasters, no, omo be who said the opportunity is there. Enti book kura enses akola no tokura no ma that because most of them okona we nkonya bia you have to come to the school. No ma jiska no. That is what they are doing. So our mothers, came busy. Big up. Enti our mothers, mama bibi wo hwa munya abotre wo ho enye bibia na mode bekwakogu aban so say aban na yeye sebe obako international school obako private school eye den na odi sombo okobo aban prospectus so entesa aban one prospectus entesa na me no eye na minim say school na enkrofo bi kono say ye different from the ayenya busuafo ne kodi ya minim na say asa me ka kire mu say madam fo bi 300 Ghana. The total provisions ne bag near Yikakra. Then besides, and I don't know. So these days, there, and Pakra and Kolana Dasuno, they give them some school more. Me say, or say, oh, yes. Your mom and pa are almost bed that's way school. Ya pen so boarding house wa. Ya chechero mattress. Atane ye say, oh, papa will scadia. Ubenya latest foam. And ash foam. Say, oh, papa. Enu mune o ma minu mu eniska dia na omo de wakoda de ban road ho no mo ba ko bisu anu so omo ye enu kana mo friend say enu no ye for ye no ma ne ebi ni ye fie no okwa na abobọ na ye de ama o trunk to box bi bia na ye de ko ende nyame ada roma na na do dan ko akufu ado etumi afa Ghana fo sika e de aya de papa na mo se memfa we mfam ne ye nsere kakra na mentu wu me case so Oza na saying or so phobia no ko yi ne ka is the Cynthia e ko share and come through phobia dem say no ne nyame atentam wa emfa afi kwa receive free education ne de na free education no yen Ghana fo aye sika e na ye o ma tete tax bo me say Bawumia be wi ni mamani maguase no guase bia bebre say the electric shock ebe fe binimu no ebe mo Bawumia obe wi ni ma bebre aboda mo Ghana o me na me kam kire o is that India can say o say ne ka no free education ya be uni say there because okona sorry for man ho e convince you mo say woman to abenti a MPP a the omu can say osofo ye do echi de na so ya ma free education wo dwan funu na wo ya campaign ama no no wo ba ye wantumi anye bibi saa na me nye boni aye entime de meto aba e de ama MPP na saa pressure na akoto papa nsu a afa de wo ni say free education no kra no eye mindful ni sika na omde ma na ono nanado ede ye nti ede pa na mesi yo saa ma me nkyerɛ ode nanado aye odwan funu mahama na wudi na chi no Mr. Bempo say wa hwan me say wo no onye sofo ma me bio we a wasted product sa odwan funu na wo ye campaign ama no ye tua tax de ma no. This is the difference. Mr. Meburunia Mr. Mena mede mahama beba power me ka kire wo na wunye nyame na nyame be gu animu ase at the right time. Mahama ni etua tax ni bi ma no. Mahama ni ejiji Ghana sika gold diamond wan sika no ni ejini ni na bi de ma no. Nso wantumi amfa saa policy na ma. Also for one difference no. Sika na wo say Akufo Addo ya na etuatua ye sika na your mind na sika nti onye hwe no. Ye the first sika na ma John Dramani Mahama na wo support no or the talkers and the mass sequence. Or the talk cast and the man media for to talk cast and the man movie actors and actresses for. Our brand name koda and tin riase. Our brand name koda enya talk control. Our brand name koda school feeding program no ye gunwa sebi service provided for say yen when we ane man koda. But say nyame pesu gu animo asia, that is what he does. Because I say we chiremo. Utie. So nyame so peso gu obi animu asia they are oye no nti efri na ekọ no say ya na ebe nanado ye jeje to no ma no wanfa nkoto to otume de ye den otume de ye adwuma emenne ohiani wa ebiba enya St. Augustine say ekọ emende kwiani bi ba na ono kra de onim sanka owie JSS ya anka wo kọbua ne papa manado and then our medical school, and then our nursing training college, and then our teachers training college. But scanner, ye GB the John Mahama went to me and find yes, I am. It is awful. Kosuna Jimmy, Nama, when him Guasiano, Embra, Mbebang, no Becoswa, Swegu, when you ask a copy, say better about we. Now back to the matters. The American say, Louis Asivi, the American say Obako private school. Na problem bi wo wa eya amamo mfa meka na bonten fan to abonten as if say government and a prescribe side no one mo call government school say wo prospectus mo call international school ne sa ada we no so no almost wo prospectus intimesremo the way am ban na aban yes na aban on control private school to that extent. Yes, almost a GES I say, but at the end of the day the proprietors of those schools, no, the criteria of those schools, no, near my prerequisites are almost looking for, no, is what they will go by. Mesremo, intimamo mfa sana and I'm bano a school near man, I make auto and I say I'm a bad mesrel, Obako private school are buying any responsible for anything that has to do with the prospectors. Yenti woman on the
education service. Yes, Remo. Ya pamo show. Some bit me a who be na ya. Yes, Remo Munyama ya wate. Sansa batanye bre papa. Saturday pa dia me de maniko hu ye no. Na peshe se dia bataya ba peso wo bookshop. Akola class 5 e books in the no class 5. Ni books and the dahono. Just say ya na kra ye pake gu ne bag ni mu nkom. E na kwabra ni subi e didi na chidi ko school aden. Ye papa mo ana ye maame mo anwa ye mpanyimfo amowa.
Me pacho mon boss answer. Me pacho menim how as say Ghana mo education mo ye no. But time na me ko school or Ghana no. Say na 6 subjects here. Yes, 6 subjects ni na the same day. Menim says how is this your mo ye na. The menim say Mondays Ebu wane wo English, your maths, your social studies. Tuesday, your Greek anopa, your science, your religious and moral. Me sana me kai say school no net here. And now so much sano. Say na say 6 courses and now ya. We ni na the same day no free class we no akọ class we no akọ class we no akọ class we come say 6 ni na be we. I don't think so that is the in assertion say akola ni go school class 5 ya party books ni na do so current this will be SW be the kudi achire man no. You are over exaggerating the situation. And this is why some people would find it hard to even take this serious. Say class 5 ni akola go school. Now all kono ne bag ye bonechi aye ma to the point say this dey be good from the man offer. Na no offer dey abonechi e dey koja no school. Okusua ni na one day and there be. Adentia. There are timetables. No, she said class 5. I said class 5. Mommy. Says Cynthia, I said class 5. Class, yeah, elementary, yeah, class 5. Or no, say class 5, grade school, grade 5. And our books, you go net, doors one to say this almost will be 80 coordinate. When you do this, you're over exaggerating the case. And yes, I net here, but I say more, yeah, my dear, now you when indeed that is not the case. And when you do that, it is hard for somebody to take you serious. Because they are minimally say every day there are timetables that are made for the schools. Ebio say obako private school ne prospectus are the man on enya buying and a prescribable here. It is a okoma sebe o private school a odo obeko prospectus ho abufu abehye mu say yemfa ho so mo nkoba abanya na money ye end ni ye
aban mu enti sabuswe na moso ade kosua ade ye mo ye wie school 95 pra ye kai say na teacher ne kita book baako na wode a kire na ya to de ye kiro mu no na ye so ye kiro di na chi na se de subject bia wo so to ni book
ane ebra na momuko school no na sika ni wa ye betumi provide textbooks e de ama akola bia na sika ni wa ye betumi dey print all of this e de ama akoda bia enu ntina ye teacher ne de no na ye for teachers copy and bia ba ko bia class copy ba ko a omo be call rounds no bia hwem and the education no economy na mama me mo video ni na nsi na mo meka asem ya chewo enu ntina Dr. Bawumia say vote no na omra meye president e dey no dey better sell books bebrebe ni na so meti me laptop eso and me school books ni na egu electronic and na ye ka say ya check textbooks and sorry tablets at the amount most of the students. And then Osha basic school, the way I hear now, one person to one tablet, and it is going on even in the basic education side. Adentia, yeah, the textbooks now ka obana be swane bibre no awofo complain no. Sa textbooks no, ye di yeah then electronically. Inti akoda no ko school adu hia ne tablet ekura no. Or course science class, that's integrated science here. And one is integrated science textbooks, no, away in the portal, no, or course, we are chapter kwa no, no, so be what's in the computer, so not all share. Ain't this all persons are dear way free wa. Ne do TSS and what to about the Dr. Bawumia. Now, on education ministry, no more cannot. Now, you to mean tablets, no, Emma almost all the students in Ghana who are going to a school for the government, so that at the end of the day, textbooks ne sanka awofo oko toni bebre oko kantamanto oko bookshop eko di line so edoko toni ni na no will be a thing of the past. Obetina with them o science books na ya online there, and online materials are always cheaper. Online material is always cheaper, and that is a fact. Online materials are always cheaper. Over Canada, most of your textbooks near there, no, people are buying it online because printing of textbooks is becoming a thing of the past. And that is where Dr. Bawumia is trying to take this country. a digital world whereby the laptops or the iPads that your children have would have the textbooks as a same kolanuku school mukusiano said the beya on konko sala enko book bibri enkubu bakumu ana enkubu nechi intimesre. Let's get that clear. Having said that, GES yabesremo say mobetie ya wofo no so no plea no modeba no na bibi papa bi wo ho amobetumi aye amana ye ya betumi aye amana ye nini na oman ni bia na ye chichire kono. All right, my next video is about EC. We the among shares are deal with common because NDC first started NDC first started yes propaganda way, and it is Haruna Idrisu who is championing this nonsense. What they are saying, and they say serial number what ballot papers ni huni na say isima omuhu serial numbers are omo den printing afi munti asem ye start say ye to aba e wo Ghana da ben and ya printing ballot papers e wo bra political parties nim the amount of ballot papers are ya printing companies are printing here any serial numbers go da ben. It's never been the case. Now, there are one woman say, Mr. Jim Mensa will go down as the best EC chair we have ever had. Unim the oye. Esan say onim say NDC for. At this hard, they are never gidi getting closer to election in Tino. Or see a few printing na ye ni no. Every political party, every representative, will die here printing in the mutie. Because it's coming. Almost started our propaganda no. From this week here, almost started. And the EC must be fair and transparent. The EC must show this. The EC must show this. The EC must show this. And you Ghana the end free. Ghana laptops no the man call an iPad no a free. Yeah. Government no they man students no. But back to it. Every political party, one representative, 2 representatives. Every company printed ballot papers ni woman. They are there. NDC for MPP for Chedan Crow for Alan and Crow for CPP for Obia welcome. Everybody is there. And there is nobody. Obetumi akojina baby akase. And you are printing some ballot boxes a paper beer, ye nim baby a fire, and a confor we go with baby. Unless say again, and this the 4 representatives for the court place, one almost die and almost conum tea. Omudi anymore. What's man say uncle supervise elections, and brown or quano akojiti akonoma koda. Obiso so shame quayache, no akoshem quine. Every party, a representative, Danya. Printed ballot papers ni woman. DJ, big up yourself. Mutiepa. Me say, for the first time, EC at the media 4 cameras. And I'm waiting for the media to start any stupidity so we can expose them. Yeah, the media cameras, it's baby a printed ballot box papers no, it's your muso. It's in your political parties for no. The media now, they are part of the process of printing. Now, Ekotua Beni Wina Oria. Wama meka say, Cheme wun't me a ballot box and a ballot paper. Now, Yabuba Banana Oria. When Mijina and Kokase Ekufuado Bawumia Ewiabem. BM na sum munti na munhwe video we yanko.
Electoral Commission is showcasing to the world that when you say accountability and transparency in motion, you don't just say it, but we mean it. Electoral Commission of Ghana is one of the few election management institutions in the sub-region that prints its ballot papers in the country. And bulk press is one of our major stakeholders when it comes to printing of ballots. For the 2024 general election, bulk press is printing 4 regions: Ashanti, Oti, Central, and Savannah regions. Their ballot papers are being printed here. We are here to let you know that printing ballots is not done in secrecy. We open up to the public for you to know that we are doing it together with the political party agents. At every level, these agents are there, and they are observing to ensure that the right thing is done. They take copies of the serial range of numbers, they take copies of the quantities being printed for each constituency, and we give them all these details in the end. So printing ballots, they are with us, and they make sure that whatever we are packaged and is ready to be sent to our regions and our constituency, apart from the Electoral Commission seals, they also add their seals and take records of that.
This is the total number going to this particular region. This is the total number going to this particular constituency. So if you hear anyone saying anywhere that the Electoral Commission has printed more than the necessary ballots, that's a complete lie. Because the parties are aware, they know the ballot statistics for each region, for each constituency. And in this year's election, what the Commission said is that we are giving each constituency an increase of 2%. And that's exactly what we are printing. So if you hear anywhere people say, oh, the EC has printed excess of 3,000, 2,000 here, it's not true. And the parties are here, and the parties agents themselves can testify that indeed the numbers the EC has given to the parties, that's what we are printing. That's what the printing houses are printing. And that's what EC officials are also checking, and the parties are also checking. And as I indicated, when we finish all the ballots for each constituency together, as far as each region is also concerned, will be bagged, and the parties are going to have their seals on the bags. The EC is also going to have its seals on the back. So everything is very, very transparent. Thank you very, very much for your attention.
Me pacho video yi mese aboni bio na mama menka ho asem kakra. NDC for a start ebeye ena ye mama ye print ni serial number. And I buy the print more ballot papers, na buy the person we na buy the person we say. Easy say for the first time no, ye make sure say every place I hear printed ballot papers I hear debe to abano. Every political party ewo representatives ewo. Now easy no more mo kwan mo ye niame bi. Wo mu take the amount of ballots wa ye print in total. Amount of ballot to echo each region. Amount of ballot to echo each constituency. Amount of ballot to echo each polling station. These are the jobs the NDC rep is supposed to do. The NPP rep is supposed to do. The CPP rep is supposed to do. The Cheddar, the Alan, whoever. This is what their agents are there to do. Why? To seek transparency and accountability. Now, Ochina Obi and Kwakase, easy ako print numbers, yes, ye print. Easy ako to be ama MPP force ye winning. Easy ako dani papers, no. Easy ako VM, easy ako ye say. Said ye beya sadi and yan tibia fi wintino. Obi and fan the political agent mra. Omomra demo. Now omomeye say jumawi. Afarijan, yenya bibi say yeah. Baby. This EC is so transparent. So transparent. For when you will recording and report to your party head. But Monshade, Mubeun say from this week, yes, from this week, yeah, NDC for be started any EC as about ballot printing. And no matter say ballot no, yes, Jimmy said the be a question diase, and no matter say boss man, and the be a kugu Bawumia fee, and a ballot no yate say, and crophobia could be ballot na kwa ballot. This is what they are going to do. They have lost this election. So the only thing they can resort to, the omube to me is say, I bebo and say yema oyene basabasayo mentem wase penchi sa niama no embra na take the attention of the people on the core issues nti ayekoto aba no me se aboni bio se me boy na woni ha easy say afiwe obia every political party bia wo agent ewo ho ba bia ye print no ye printed these papers or these ballot papers with your agents there. Enti NDC fu ayeyi mu se munko supervise the printing of the ballot. Me se kan bio mamunko nom aponchen kra to send their pesa white koka aye no. Se na watena 3 days ohwe nkwan ya che enti ono de oja hoko di fufuo. Men yes meltonunu a obeka kire yese wono no obi a wadress yakotena ho jimensa hwenanim amaniti a wa amani burudu nka oma ni biscuit mpo anka oma ni cabin biscuit no onfenni wenya NDC fu amoko manu big up yourself mamu nkonko no muti ewo ballot printing rooms ho ye de mo akose mu nkon ya adwuma madwuma ne se ballot wa he ne ya printing in total ballot wa he na echo every region ballot wa he na echo every constituency ballot wa he na echo every polling station madwuma no NDC fu ayeyi mo mamu nko da ye nimmo mo beko ho akoda eko jimi na afa yekoto abani wi a yesi jimensa twa papers ni bi agum ena jimensa ne nkrofo wo ma twa papers agum ena wo ma twa ballot na agum yesi tena dem wo na twa dia yekoso mo me yentie ni bio yakọ
is showcasing to the world that when you say accountability and transparency in motion, you don't just say it, but we mean it. Electoral Commission of Ghana is one of the few election management institutions in the sub-region that prints its ballot papers in the country. And Bob Press is one of our major stakeholders when it comes to printing of ballots. For the 2024 general election, Bob Press is printing 4 regions. Ashanti, Oti, Central, and Savannah regions. Their ballot papers are being printed here. We are here to let you know that printing ballots is not done in secrecy. We open up to the public for you to know that we are doing it together with the political party agents. At every level, these agents are there, and they are observing to ensure that the right thing is done. They take copies of the serial range of numbers. They take copies of the quantities being printed for each constituency, and we give them all these details in the end. So printing ballots, they are with us, and they make sure that whatever we are packaged and is ready to be sent to our regions and our constituency, apart from the Electoral Commission seals, they also add their seals and take records of that.
This is the total number going to this particular region. This is the total number going to this particular constituency. So if you hear anyone saying anywhere that the Electoral Commission has printed more than the necessary ballots, that's a complete lie. Because the parties are aware, they know the ballot statistics for each region, for each constituency. And in this year's election, what the Commission said is that we are giving each constituency an increase of 2%. And that's exactly what we are printing. So if you hear anywhere people say, oh, the EC has printed excess of 3,000, 2,000 here, it's not true. And the parties are here, and the parties agents themselves can testify that indeed the numbers the EC has given to the party, that's what we are printing. That's what the printing houses are printing. And that's what EC officials are also checking, and the parties are also checking. And as I indicated, when we finish all the ballots for each constituency together, as far as each region is also concerned, will be bagged, and the parties are going to have their seals on the bags. The EC is also going to have its seals on the bags. So everything is very, very transparent. Thank you very, very much for your attention.
Thank you, Mr. Bossman and the EC. My idea. Enti, Mr. Sir, Otis and this for some person who serial numbers here. And what ballot boxes no so. Mon country say representatives no. Juma I do call also no. Because my catcher they are going to start. They have already even started. Said they are demanding the EC to let them see the serial numbers of each ballot paper, which is why their representatives are there. For the first time, the media is also there with their cameras for every printing and every action going on. Now, Ubi Amam Meka say, Sebe, Yewi Omo. Said the assistant Cynthia Akano and the class prefect Akano no correct. They cannot collate their results, let alone count the ballot papers. One more better them who Eddie na me de nkemenya anka obi amasa suggestion bi wa me ne ya Benjamin NDC for no maya mo kodidi ba bia wo mo yerenom wo mo party mfadua na mro mo den na mu maya kan trom say omo kodwonso aba yempe portable toilet ni bi e wo ho ne yem omu ntwam ti no oteso asabi oja ne nan kura no obetumi ehu abonte ehu dia ye printe yenim wom party a abaifo age akanta so no then say obetumi ne omaye bibi a ye kama party a sebe mboja egu ye trim egu ye nsam saa no bibia ni wa woni omo beka ebeso omani entimi dia nkeka menko a pampers kora wo mfa mo wo be ne a woni mu no ho ye wi ane asesa wo wo be jonso a wonu nso ngu pampers ni mu ye wi a ya nkasa ye be sesa mo cause who be giant this ni say one konkwa jonso mra wo be ba be ka say ade no ma print bi agum na me kura na mini ho me sorry say me kodjonso me ba ye no ma cut boxes ni bia pack into o ma wiem. We have to be vigilant. This election has to be a test for all of us to know, say, Ghana deserves to go further. Ghana deserves to go ahead. Ghana deserves to move forward, not the old ways of doing things. And I'm very, very serious about that. All right. What else do I have to share with you today? A few. You start to say your tone, your campaign message.
Said that have a real
a lot of Mitie Abrantie we interview. Emma message from where or say or efiduase. And ye bisa ne say na efiduase no. Kwamba so na mo NDC for na what planning say ubetumi dia wini. Or say oh constituency one man say or to say Goliath. Almost say or no who efe. Or say NDC for one MP before no crab be on say na ho efe pant no beto abama no enti nya say be a policy bi but ono no or Goliath or 10 gram a no ho efe enti na fiduase for ma ene afiduase for ni na say omo beto abama na mpo no MPP for ni bi krapo e support no say ono ni onipa obetumi atu MPP ni na free ho enti no omra na onfa na ho ofe e me win vote.
Videos, campaigning and grounds near there. O call grounds or no dear uncle for a catcher who say Bawumia and Unu ampa said the Unya they believe so bet me a winning seat in Sana say na no.
Oh yes, that's to say quite me believe now really reinforced. If we say one thing they say me could do me see former me share that have a real contact with the constituents and I say voters or more most of them were
fresh boy no more
MP or Goliath but men so me hear me stay channel and yankopon dey share me na the change a Goliath no enti enko for whom your many jeme ho yes we create me who make us or your bem or your bema or your bank or be worry me e bi create me ka say yes obi create me ka say or the baba me worry o say den you or the baba be ma me na me na wo na me seso ni bia dey me nka say bia me boast na bibi but this is the reality on the ground
but ugidi se nkrofo e be hwe sa tintin gram no mo some people be gina so no to aba
on say politics no yeah there are so many dynamics and when a dynamic or anything works in your favor that is the place that you need to hit so during the primaries ne kwa no MPP for be brave a campaign mame e catch NDC delegates and say me na me obi a metimi ayeden a contest omo MP no
Hey. Go bon. Nendi sikura. Just say. Phobia member. Or see the way I know who no. Now or yet 10 gram or no crano. See a cat 10 gram or 10 gram with MPP full piece, or no or more 10 gram. Now on a man no crack I say. Or a fresh boy. That we ain't one more time. Hey, NDC.
Grounds near there. Oko grounds or the Nkrofo a catcher who say Bawumia and Unu ampa. Said the Unya they believe so bet me a winning seat in Sana say na no kuta.
Oh yes, that's to say quite me believe now really reinforced. If we say one thing they say me could do me see former me share that have a real contact with the constituents and I say voters or more figures, Most of them were saying say more MP ni yomu Goliath. But men so me hear me stay channel and yankopon dey share me na the change I Goliath no.
That's right.
Enti nkofo hu me o mani je me ho. Yes, say be we kwati me hu me ka say oye bem or bema or your bank or be ware me. Ebi mo kwati me ka say
yes.
Obi kwati me ka say odin the baba me ware o say den you odin the baba be ma me. Na me na wo. Na me seso ni bia yede. Me nka say bia me bosti ana bibi, but this is the reality on the ground.
But ujidi se nkrofo ebehwe sa 10 gram no some people be gina so no to abama.
On say politics no. Yeah, there are so many dynamics. And when a dynamic or anything works in your favor, that is the place that you need to hit.
Sure.
That's
so
right.
During the primaries in the MPP for be brave a campaign mame. I catch a NDC delegates and say, "Mena mi obia, meet me I contest it."
Oh, why didn't I? It's the Cynthia say, fellas, don't laugh. Some women can do that. Now and then, me ba eco free education. I say, boy, be who finti. Me koto abadi etia MPP. Now me the boy no who fe na kwatra parliament to akoye. Hey, Emma Amba. Mother, I want to vote. Ladies. Obi are standing for PC. Oh, they are there's our assets. Yeah, they can say, oh, yeah, 10 gram more come. Guess you will. I honestly pay memo. Yeah, 10 gram more. All right. Okay. Yeah, me pacho ebio. NDC for. Niama omo keka bi kone se nche bia de ba wi enene se aban ba ye na wonsi dan ba kopo na wonsi school dan ba kopo na wonsi hospital ba kopo na onfa megawatt bi nka we ho na on produce megawatt na onye power de me pa cho yan MPP for there you say we will let the data speak, so I'm going to let the data speak na mo hwe num biase a NDC ni bi ekwajema ne ho e bro ne MPP ni eshia e TV3 yanko.
MPP has come to power, they have added none. For Bawumia to go and sit in the studio to say that in fact your mama has do so, but we won't clap for him.
Sami talks about the MPP's inability to add even a megawatt of power to our generation capacity. Let him take the National Energy Sector Statistics from Energy Commission, page 5, section 3, table 3 and 1. Installed capacity, that's of 2016 December, 3,794.
Okay.
Dependable capacity, 3,481. 2022, that same Energy Commission report, page 10, table 3.2. Installed capacity, 5,454. Dependable capacity, 4,843.
Maxwell
renewable alone, 2016, we were generating 37.7. 2023, as it stands now, latest report, we are generating 171.8. The difference, it is my grandmother that rose from earth and added it. It is not MPP.
Why your grandmother is dead?
So that's what I'm saying. Yeah, my grandmother is dead. He says MPP has not added anything. So I'm saying that the difference, as per the Energy Commission, it was added by my grandmother.
So you are debunking that.
Clearly, clearly it is falsehood. He talks about intellectual dishonesty without being able to prove that what I said was right or wrong. He was talking about irresponsibility. Do you know what is irresponsibility? I'll show you what is irresponsibility. Irresponsibility is when a market woman goes for a loan and they come and sit here, use gibberish, use language, grammar, to tell the market woman that the doom so she experienced is not relevant because John Mahama solved it. When in October, John Jinapo, sitting on Joy, admits that the Doomsday challenge is as a result of money. What is irresponsibility? Irresponsibility is when people have to gather around Bobo and Kendo to learn. And today, you who superintended over that, call me or my government that has ensured that there is stable light without recourse to anything irresponsible. He talks about tips of the iceberg. Ghanaians will not enter the iceberg to know what is at the tip because they have shown us what is in the iceberg. What is in the iceberg is an energy sector that he claims that it is burdened by a debt of $2 billion. When in 2016 December, Muta Wakil of the NDC, ranking member of Energy on Finance, speaks to 2017 and says that they let an energy sector live a debt of $2.5 billion. So what are you telling me? What the reality is now is that the people of this country are the real judges when it comes to the energy situation. It is not the numbers you give here. It is not the English and grammar you give here. The people of this country know who the doom father is. Let me take you to the New York Times. New York Times called John Mahama Mr. Power Cut President. BBC calls him Power Cut President. That is John Mahama. He is the god.
What do you mean they call him Power Cut President?
Yeah, that's the name they gave to him.
Who?
New York Times. There's a publication of New York Times on December 26, 2016. They call him the end of Ghana's Power Cut President. That is John Mahama. The legacy of John Dramani Mahama is nothing but consistent growth in attitude of managing an energy sector that was bequeathed to him that didn't have the doomsday that he inherited. This is what BBC calls him. And I really wish we didn't have to get into this. They call him Ghana election. Can
Mr. Power Cut President win the election? Ghana for Mama Yama Yani now. Muntieni yepa. Mama Yama Yani now. Now, maybe I say this is the approach. Finally, we have chosen. Sanka, me start to kasa fact-based analysis as same way 2020. And anke yedi juma and ye presses anke yen nesa fe ni epia bibia di gumu at this time no. But that time na jam nko political zone name is sister Cynthia no ya netia. Okakra na nkodu baby a. But na ye di na ye hu. Because so when the NDC need a platform so kasa. Na only fact and data. Obefa also they are trained to talk. Into who they are to me, they are shouting and they say Ubenya evidence based. They are trying to say 2016. Now more that say, and then say that. One yes, woman they are throw nada nkuntumpo befamusa. Nenshiranke nyame say at least now TNP for communicators. They TV train na. Yes, they always go there prepared at least with the facts to put the fact out there. So it doesn't matter what Roland will say. It doesn't matter what the host at that time will say. What the fact says is what is going to be seen. Now, no, and I say MPP for moving forward. Na Dr. Bawumia, Ewinia, Yabetua so. Na yen tenase kura. This time yen mo bimbe diatro enfant to so there be diatro na see be yano. See be yano because you being silent means that the omo cano no correct. Medium said I'm cano in Shiran Kenya me. My last but one video, Jumadenya a buying way by why in terms of aviation. Now, me ye way because MPP no okoka aviation as someone. No, I say Mahamesi Airport. Sebe Terminal 3 o revampo ya nazo ye no. When we and I say the percentage crew dija oko ya no nya dia na Jumadada. But nanado bae or to me say okay government is continuous into what was so amende terminal 3 abeka abehwa ye ni na omano enyi sky den ewo ho na mo hwe the MPP ye bae ye to me aye when it comes to aviation. Then I will end with Mame Fati. Then those who wants to join can join. Mo person mo join what to talk can start the question. Patromfoni a wohwe ni na ye Ghana o. Akufo ado ba ye, adwuma yaye e wo airport. Airport ye wo Ghana ni na adwuma yaye ye wo ho e na wo hu. Yanko.
Ghana's airports are soaring to new heights. Thanks to government efforts, 3 major airports have been expanded, transforming our travel experience. These expansions mean more flights, more connections, and greater opportunities for trade and tourism. With improved infrastructure, we are not just enhancing travel, we are boosting our economy and connecting Ghana to the world.
It is indeed possible if we indeed want Ghana to move forward. So one pass here, person Ghana kokain, a person Ghana beye krabesha. We cannot go that way if we are not using the ideas His Excellency Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia Ebano. My last video, then we will call it a day, and a Monday. My last video, and then we'll call it a day. Maxwell. Bibiaboko, brother. The last video, maybe link na media to for anyone who wants to give his idea about it. Yanko.
If it is opposition,
let's see.
Let me tell you something. Ni has made some statements that I believe are not supported by any research or facts. It's just emotional appeal to people just to garner support for his party. First of all, Ni mentioned that there is evidence to show that presidents who go to opposition and come back perform better than others. Under our Fourth Republic, let me not even talk about our Fourth Republic. Since Ghana gained independence, how many presidents have gone to opposition and come back? How many presidents in Ghana have gone to opposition and come back? What's the basis for that?
There's none. There's none.
None. That's what I'm saying.
Maybe he was talking about party going into opposition. Not
I am saying if it is opposition, former President Mahama, he has been assemblyman before, been a member of parliament before, been a deputy minister before, been a minister, a cabinet minister before, went to opposition 8 years under President Kufuor, came back, served as vice president for 4 years or 3.5 years, served the remaining term of former President John Evans Atta-Mills of blessed memory for 6 months, got his substantive mandate to serve another 4 years term. He didn't learn anything from opposition.
Simple.
He didn't learn anything. Nothing changed. There is nothing to show that he learned something that even improved the fortunes of Ghanaians under his leadership as president than even what President Kufuor left behind. He also made a second assertion that we should question what this government inherited and what we will believe in. Let me put it on record. And for the avoidance of doubt, that President Akufo-Addo will leave for Ghana a better economy than former President Mahama and NDC left for Ghana. And these are facts, and check from the indicators. Ghana's GDP growth for the year 2016, the growth rate was what, 3.4%. Even give them the NDC figures, 3.6%. President Akufo-Addo will leave Ghana with a GDP better than what Mahama left. Not just that.
Certainly.
This year already, I have moderated the joint press briefing for the staff level agreement between IMF, Bank of Ghana, and Ministry of Finance. And this year alone, on 2 occasions, IMF itself has reviewed their projections on Ghana upwards twice. They first projected Ghana's GDP growth for this year at 2.8%. And then the first quarter growth came and it was in excess of 5%. And they adjusted up to 3.1% after the third review. They mentioned that they are going to upgrade the projection upwards, adjust upwards, and projected us to 4%. And Ghana's second quarter growth was about 6.9%. As I speak to you today, the first half of this year, the average growth rate is 5.8%. A better GDP growth rate than NDC could ever dream of. Because even in 2015, they could not even reach a growth rate of 3%. Not just that. Maybe when we are just talking about growth rates, and maybe other people will say that shouldn't be the only indicator. Ghana's GDP growth, our total GDP, as at the time that Mahama was leaving office in January 2017, was around $56 billion. Today, in 2024, our GDP has expanded by 20 billion. 20 billion is more than a third of Ghana's GDP as President Akufo-Addo inherited this. There's been COVID. Ghana never went into recession. Even in the peak of COVID in 2020, Ghana was one of 3 African countries that did not go into recession. So if you look at the expansion of our economy, the expansion of industry, and Wilberforce, take time and look at the quarterly growth figures as they've put out there. Do you know what is leading the growth? Industry. Do you know why industry is leading the growth? Because of one district, one factory, and other interventions that President Akufo-Addo and Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia's government has introduced in Ghana. When we talk about assembling and manufacturing of vehicles, under NDC and former President Mahama, we were singing Kantanka for how many years? 20, 30 years. Today, under President Akufo-Addo, 6 assembling companies are assembling cars in Ghana. Toyota Hilux, VW Go, all of them, Zonda, trucks. They are all assembling in Ghana. In Ghana, not somewhere else. And I'm talking about world-class companies that are known. Not just that. Wilberforce, he was talking about all most pharmaceutical products being imported. How many did they, through government policy, deliberate policy of the executive, establish in this country? But we've gone to launch Atlantic under 1D, 1F, where they even manufacture vaccines. Under President Nana Addo Akufo-Addo. Not just that. You had an economy whereby you said you could not listen. The Parliamentary Select Committee on Mines and Energy, the ranking member at the time when they were leaving office, I remember the committee used to have Honorable Kwamina Donko and later Honorable Mutawakil, either deputy ranking. And the debts, as at the time they were leaving office in 2017 January, in the energy sector to the IPPs were in excess of 2 billion. Quite recently, when former President John Dramani Mahama came out and said the energy sector debt that we have today is in excess of 2 billion, the finance minister came out and said they were lies and mentioned 1 billion and gave us the breakdown and even spoke to us that 5 out of the 7 IPPs have already reached an agreement with government on payment plan and how they were going to service them. But we as a government, we've always said that Ghana's energy crisis is not a generation problem. It is always a money problem because the component of thermal power is in excess of 60%. When NDC was leaving office, do you know how much renewable energy that Ghana had in our energy generation mix? Only 1%. Now that is 4%. Because we have floating solar on Bui, there are a lot of interventions in renewable energy that this government has introduced. And if you've had the benefit of following the COP and other conversations about green energy, renewable energy, and even the introduction of nuclear energy, as you mentioned, you will know the contribution that this government has made to the sector. So the only reason why we have kept the lights on is because government finds the money to buy the fuel to power the thermal plants. Yes, there's been challenges. There's been times that WAPCO and other sources where we get gas from have had calls to cut for some days because of payment challenges. And we've come here to discuss and admit that. Because we say the collection system as we have under ECG is not the best. We generate through the IPPs and VRA and BUI. We transmit through GRICO, but ECG and NECO, when it comes to collection for the cash waterfall mechanism, when they do distribution to service the system, they are unable to meet their targets. And that is a big national conversation that we need to have, encourage people to pay for what we use in terms of electricity. But it has never been a generation problem. And in fact, if there are struggles with power, it is not necessarily because of the Sunan Asogli statement they issued that because of payment issues they've gone off. It's because generally there's been some shortfalls in the payments in terms of obligations. And the energy minister, the Minister of State at the Ministry of Energy assured us that when it comes to fuel, to send power and others, and even with Asogli, the Finance Ministry and other stakeholders are engaging to see how much they can pay because they are in negotiations. That being said, nobody, not even the NDC, not even former President Mahama, in all honesty, can say the energy sector under this government is worse than what he left. Because we know that today, if you sell power bank in Accra, you may not even get buyers. But under him, everywhere you go, generator, everywhere you go, power banks, charging stations, a lot of noise pollution, because you will sleep in the darkness for 24 hours and they'll give you power for only 8 hours and take it back again for 24 hours. There is no conversation in the energy sector that will ever place former President John Dramani Mahama and the NDC at par with President Akufo-Addo and Bawumia's government. Not to think of even elevating them and not higher. And these are facts. I'm not cooking them.
Facts. Honorable Information Minister Fatima Abubakar NATN and Kano. I say NDC for sorry, ya no fu. Nanso when they fair economic indicators na the aye and the aye do no one more economic to me and rosa. Na me wo flyers bia me person me doche. Dr. Bawumia, Mahamadu Bawumia, Nasamwa, or Kachre Ghana for Mebunu ne se Montua Bamano, Nasenyame Adom na Motua Bamana. Dia Opes Obeye, and then say obey increase the stock of student accommodation in our universities and other public tertiary institutions. And it is Dr. Bawumia, and then I buy in person with the Magana, Mebunu no. Dr. Bawumia said, "Opeso increase the stock of student accommodation in our universities and other public tertiary institutions." Me pacho, John Mahama so yibi. These days no yen kama Bawumia nkwa ye beka dia Mahama so oye de aboa ne party na omwewini. Dr. Bawumia dwene say obema mmabunu no wo university edi ye no. Pacho John Mahama so say the ono so de bre mmabunu ni the inaugural ceremony of Ashanti Regional Azoka Boys. I feel so on difference no. Ye kasa mo ma ye nkasa. Me ka cho say sa party NDC na nya party a esese nipa anyansa wo wutirim o sorry say wo koto abade ama NDC. Dr. Bawumia said, you see, look at the difference. So he is talking about visa-free policy for Caribbeans and other people to boost tourism, to boost our economy. John Mahama, Dr. Bawumia said, no, my government will increase the stock of student accommodation in our universities and other tertiary institutions. You yate. John Mahama also by the ama mebunu no. And that way. NDC, the inauguration ceremony of Ashanti Regional Azoka Boys present 24-hour economy. The launching of Ashanti Regional Azoka Boys on Sunday, 3rd November 2024 at Abuabo Kunkunte Park, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. They are here to trust you, Jimmy. Yashemra say vigilante yade a ye bane vigilante ewo Ghana no. John Mahama so say se Bawumia so no be ma youth no IT work aye dia the ono so wo mom ne say eye azokanom eye national vice chairman of NDC almost why ready amuko inaugurate Ibrahim nom na ohe picture na wa utumi ehu chairman Idrisu Azoka boys chairman Azokafo no wono ne wo chairman ohwe enkrofo egu flyer isu ya obi enu obegbo bra papa bia Goro boys ne am Roberts ne ajimifo bebre ene ye kotete no ye say edin eda ye so Azoka boys djuma ben na Azoka boys ne ye no ehwinhwim ballot papers ye ko campaign asia ye ko twetwe sekan ye ko twetwe ballot papers e ko sento kwa ne asane ama no ene ye no ho intinu sese ne ye ko da ye hu adi ye ndra nipa dasani etumi nya abre eko jina mu na mo enyu obi aso ameka dechi se John Dramani Mahama Mubarak Muntaka waka hu bi Malguna onusu hobi Lamashigu Zachi onusu hobi Panting Saha na onusu hobi na we die no na yi na mba ne right no answer da mba yi ba mesremo mo hwe na mo anka se Mahama ni hwe mamo o se mo nkote vigilante group na yemfa mo nkoye tutrasem ne yemfa nyi tumi. This is the difference between NDC and MPP. Baako prane se ode Ghana ebeko baby esese ekono. Baako so asem a ono so ka kire Ghana fo ne se yenya no na onkotete vigilante fo na omuntumi mra maye ma Ghana enye pinso na se yebetene wiase yebetene kurumu ha na ya twen ahwe ama NDC for the takashe aba be pamoyen every asase so aba be dada yen dia na ndi atuji ya ma Mary pa cho fa de bra na mentumi sorry so mi ciao ma ba cho say yeah them yeah ma Africa sa
Yeni Nyankopon enenam.
Amen.
Obi anso ni woni nyame nam a wakoko edi nkugoda. Yesu nti yeni nkugoda.
Amen.
Etu obi a wo ye adwuma ma MPP no. Kakra meka na nyumre ni se, bebi a wo bia emu aba mu nyakokodru na minim se eye de ya nkulumdie no ebe de Dina ichia opa ofafe onyo nsa ste ensemi a wo kina no easy phone
yeah mami koso
enka nyina na se omo ni ade papa bia emaka
sa
na Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia maba nyansani onimdifo wakane nsem fu anamoni da so asana fu amu Ghana mo si edie be pa adepapa be na MPP wo ede mamo no enu aye papa Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia e ma nyansani wa kire mo ne mapa wo de mamo wo de nani so ade mu abe kire mo enti yesire mo NDC any MPP no da wo de tutu ho intervals ne wo na yetintintin pa wo e wo yie enye NDC yonko kwa na ye se wo compare the when that party ni emu dia ye na ba o mine tumpon o mine ko na ni and for no fasidia a MPP party there were in the floor Woma ko school wɔn wɔ nyansa a yɛde bu wɔn man. NDC for you one candidate first, which is Dr. John Dramani Mahama. For how long answer the year Papa Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia a P so only a flag bearer. And so nay one share campaign almost start you. Why and a year campaign pa watching any sort of me. Ye who are dear Pia Dr. Mahmoud Mahama Diaba. You want dear Bia. Janta Kramwa, I did a free one. Apart from a no, asa. Na chidi for so near some pebiaka. One would do only answer a didiatum. One would near people Nicosia studio. Whom you fire one day more in prepram. And this is what they are no. It is a way at Timon or Ghana home. Now we are bargaining about Dana to Sumio so now Jimmy ye pa. Young men about the catcher will say to a better NDC by. And yet me I tell you, and the Baba catcher will say, what to a better as I buy a nipa we ya, would you know what I do a mind be pay no. What do a may cause some minimum? And yet me and my Baba catcher. Will be a mean and you know, what to a back. Especially the youth of Ghana. About 2 way without you. A young future. The man she no mistake be come back. That's how you never way the fuck with me. When this one do no without killing as if you say, you wouldn't my papa and Kufu, you know, the Mahmoud Bawumia be in Ghana, main. Ya enunti owo se etu owo so e mo omo bo ajapade a o ma be pre egu wono o ma e bo wo ban sa nya sa na se nkrofo we be fa kobe ya ajapade eni ma Akufo do abe pre ape woni Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia abeye nyina no e be ye kwa ni nyina abeye kwa because ye hu bi da ye hu se ye papa Akufo ba Ghana no o be hihye niema o ananka Ghana ekonomi ye hu de ba ye na Ghana for ye mfonso because san wo mo nsa ko fa wo yue ne bra ye
problem
mo hwa mania eno how ni ateti and this for the woman efa mu from atames so episi John Mahama so wo yune wo yaw pa ne wo hia na be to Ghana man obi anka san pipi abaye 100%. Now, so to compare MPP with NDC, and the Munyam, dear, NPP in the crowd. If we say, and they are yes, so many money, and we are self and nine, you know, we should say we are saying it, which is not only in Ghana. Yeah, what would change? Ye feel it, ye who ye think, come away, read your father, then also so. Why ni ya kama for? Why na wo kura no wo ko twe camera si wanim akoye video say abai why say abai say. Woni anu na abia kasa. Sir. If you dey near team. Yo. Then so about we who modi bia say obama dem aye yie. Amo man na wo tabam. Yes. Eti esre. Na mo a Christopher bi ni mo a modern mo wa tro di fo na afa de mo na mo ye politics am party bi no munya nyame o we are not God Somebody a man drinking and answer Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, a Muslim, to dig Ghana, Kuye. When you Ghana, you when you Ghana, ya Pagana, and your son in India, Christonia, or Winsa. I didn't see a pema, or dig Ghana, Sika, and you would never see so. And you are only a when you Muslim, you know, went to the class, well, that day. I didn't grab more man as she show money, Yama. That is what we need.
That's all.
That is all we need. Namunya tribalism no. Me sremi ni anmo Christopher amwo Ghana. Mo amu tie me Facebook, mo amu tie me on TikTok. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia enipa. We Ghana ni.
Yes.
Enti mo nhwe ni nyuma pa. Mo nhwe ni nim die ne nyanse ukura no wode mo man no. Eniema pa wode bebo Ghana. Mo nhwe no so. Enkoto abama no. Na nye Kristoni a wonye nyame apede enye no ne yehwehwe enye Kristoni a wonye oman apede enye no ne yehwehwe into wusu bempe the baby na tena wo pa ko drop campaign platform so na ye campaign mama will lose this election because onye wa sori man kwa na to about Ghana enye wo wusu bempa onye wa sori man kwa na to about Ghana Timamufu wa Ghana na wo do so che wa sori man no matter what you do, no matter what you say, unless you say, "Ubaba be catch the sort of Mahmoud Bawumia we are Ghana sika." What the corruption be the bono, and the engine I am bebu. Now, say Papa we park deputy governor, a first Bank of Ghana up to date. When you tea, you damn Nicky Kawani Fibia on 1 day. Ugwamapa, on 1 year, inshallah, on 1 year. No matter what you say, no matter what campaign be our Bayama this Mahama will lose this election.
Yes.
This is Kapudwana Makodian. A Bayamaka, would you win a winning because a Ghaniska? Nasu John Mahama Party, when young coupon Shaya me Mato Mahama be president to be Sunday, who soon apart, one as I will share will be a train. The Mojawan and sound to dear could be winning. Yamin Fagan and Shedon Mahama said, "Beam."
Amen. Amen.
Mahmoud Bawumia, quite Biaso, when you to dim.
Amen.
Mahmoud Bawumia, he is our next president, inshallah.
Amen. Amen.
They take a car make a chat to say, yeah, tomorrow. Be a man about Mumu.
Nothing.
Mummy, say what they near Yaku. Felix Utiway will be a chiaoka. That's all 7 minutes. Wow, do data. Yamia Juman in I make us so yam another move. Na meaning, Yammy, want me to play your quarter.
Debbie that.
You see, Kaya to you. Now, go for money in your quarter. Maybe 2 people and moving with Yamaka. Also, me yama from the because meaning say this party, any party, or one name a pa, or one shisha, and the more my Ghana. It's moving in your uncle, come and tell you. Near Fapu could maintain you. The meaning say, I remember that was the fire.
Medasipama Mary, Medasipa, also in a mission. Sister Lily, we are next. My member announcement, we quick. Me patrol, say Ghana, that was say. Walker, koye, thank you walk. Koye, they are support to another ye that ye papa, excellency. Nanado danko kufa donene Bawumia ase. Walk ye de ekodoma say 23rd of November. Ghana, that was a walk, is coming on 23rd of November 2024. Yeah, this month and a basso. Wow, person who donate at the support no momo number to her. You do this time where you mobilize in see your mobile na one or two things be a service be betumi aya ma wo mo be support no eno hunti ene ye bisa for moa ebi a wo de Ghana no ntumi nkobi ebi a wo de work no ntumi nkoye bi ebi a wo de untumi because of ebi adwuma ne anase be bi a wo de betumi aya ne say also be support in a little way that you can work ne ba so November 23rd 2024 na flyer ne part ne be clear, but I could see say we ne number ne 0249 499 377 0249 499 377. It's your best say and I say contact say Kwas o call TikTok baby ana o contact say Kwas and I say anything so and also betumi aboa ne wo mo a eboa na o make sure say ebebe mu ni na mesra mo modern na mo na yentumi enye work we emfanda His Excellency Nana Danko Akufo-Addo ene Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia ase. Is that Lily? Patrol Edu so my
sorry, 1 minute. 1 minute. Obi a chowa for me don't read the message and I was saying. But in the back of the phone ne going to shame.
Okay. Any or say.
Yes.
Where the trainer means and kinda my main kinda will be anti. Okay, Edini Ernest Tay there be Ernest Yabua. They all kind of say it is possible, NPP all the way. And I'll say, I send my son to SHS today without paying anything. Into one way, and any man wedding, and would try winner to be try win or be so than a back way when tia the entry a capre. And so now I am man. Mamma, me does say, would draw my attention. Madam Lily, patch me into you. Oh,
money ejumapa. O se menga.
I feel with them clear. I feel my minty.
Okay, na me see money ejumapa. Ebo aba so kese pa.
Me that's mama.
Me start me body tell ma drop you no be full so join it.
No problem.
Na ye kan say owu su be mpa de be asem. E de be asem Felix. Me de ne mati intel amenya ne say Mahama SND sika command the name of Aforibo. And owu su be mpa etuatua ayi bloggers no. What you say so munye campaign just to prove the point. Now Felix, owu be mpa okojina on okojina box ni mu na sorry for obejina obi ahun. Now what owu su be mpa sorry. Now what benefited from free senior high school? Now we see you also be parking who koto aba de etia na adwa na MPP a. Nyame na Bawumia. Nyame say nyame betua onka. Umpa ya wabo nyinara. Uba ni school akọ nyina ebe yakwa ama odom sabeshi wonu odom sabesi fom. Also be mpa no o mema wo ba we na so da na si wo no. O no expectation na ado ebesi dan ama no. Na ado mesa taxpayers money. Emesi sorry dan ama wo. Felix hey. Mahama J taxes or the area or the any means be market here any tamaklo ye odi masro sike e market here any eto akese na no da ho emu nkola ni mu mrewa president about 3 o'clock okwodwuma 10 about 3 o'clock anu wa pon no atena ni motor so hwi no atuko akoso ba dem president otumi ni na downfo etimi ye tresam where your papa sister Felix where your papa
Obogala same system word
president otumi je ni pem ka say papa ye de pen papa 2020 month in the campaigns as more kind papa president wey Ghana for mudi ye muntira wo mama hama emetu futuro ngum ani na munkoto abama no munye sa mistake na ka ho na ka bube sa 2008 mistake ni ye no and say come I na do to aso am say nka ne nka Ghana ka bibie da o map so Felix ganye ni o ye ko da and na Bawumia wa mutie Bawumia bia no mutie the way of building or structure and answers no ye fe be star techniques me a career coach I train people for interviews so o competency based interviewer structure no strategy now we use your friend star technique as me a situation that's the problem task ni a task and no ye near yes person obey any actions near wo ye na obi a ye interview we bia no o actions no prioritizing the kese And no near mark your gradual actions and we are the solving our problem. And our results. It was about mere structure and answers, no, according to that, or stating the current problem.
Yeah.
And of course, I see a year best to solve it. And of can you obey ye? And of can results at the back. So what's here?
Yeah.
That is an excellent interview technique. Obia. So who can interview now? You use start technique where wow. No matter what, you get the job. I'm telling you. Because I've sat in multiple interviews. It is a multi Bawumia and someone can you know and what structure and you may structure this year bialo. Their structure basics foundation in I to. It is a Ghana some see back of a Google 24-hour disco. Abba Mahamano. Only people be and it's a one you will blame Mahama.
We have to be
Prisoners who obey some.
we trying to
say, Mammy no John no but then a new shadow cons a media. Or say the abbey. Obias man is on funny bank private.
make no crime in TSU.
Obias man. Bawumia aka when the manifesto ni mu say already we are starting to check tablets. It is so bad. You be what is you be enhance no. And it's also go to Bawumia. Now who see back where did abe boom say nkunu watra say na many mentions and news wo Obias man madam way Obias man Obako private when you see car na for udu bako private e dey any dey no say somebody no one is for phone see money come see money mo dey say ni say mu hunu bibia government na do ase Felix say 10 years from now say Bawumia beto us 10 years 20 years from now say mu hunu wan nyina no
10 of the past. Oh yeah.
Aden
of the past.
Aden Ghana for Aden Most man this for as still jago just say what you kra won ti ase and na say otina say elections almost lose we Ghana for Asante region voter region central region east hifo mo nyina mo kwa bontin na mo koto aba e ma Bawumia boom ni entwa me de besi ya Felix
me da say madam Lily no madam Lily internet for said the canon and Mary Yebishia Phobia member TV Yabesa social SKB TV and to my mention and so I'm saying SKB Granche Obeba about one was it's about six for Ghana because time no calling him this say Ghana fully D Canada 5 hours only there 5 hours they say about 1 and about 6 hour Ghana I believe so and you know SKB TV will be live and so would Phobia member also be live Phobia as they say offense and say unim say yam school catch na na oma enkrofo betnomo omba betnomo computer chisa until the mesrew but more than time I would show no to me brasa na obi amomo den mo adwuma na nko de ekọ me chi obi bia utumi jebre edibeti me ma Mary me that's no contribution sister Lily me that's no contribution Lady Gaga yete won catch ya na bra be join na ade we bi Madam Charity which I also so Chiapa mama ba ko peme fa unya agro kra me nya hopo inabopo ate inabopo yeso ai yeso ye ma ye remfi adwuma eda ye ne mu esese ye bebo adwuma na omo kae yen yo omo ankae ye omo fie ye omo amfie yen ye be ye adwuma ko peme se Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia ye beba be the next president me de manusi no order number 1 said ya me din kan no me de manusi no order yes, we really feel say better in Yankopon. Amuwi nyame no ase so ama kane asa de atoye so madam ase ma Mary medase bio medase ne mo a ode bebo a me nyame ntina ne munchel. We will meet on one of those pages on TikTok. Medibesia na medibesia na yeni na yetumi akọ ye adwuma ewe ye mpesua so se de be ya nkunimdie be den ebe ye dia asoboni yesi anybody yefra anybody yekatu ona pay na mo wona ona pay moja Yeshua HaMashiach. Amen. Charlie, thank you so much for joining me. Bye bye. Is that Diana? Uyamisha wate. Odi esemensha pa unyakopo insha ne mo adebo ame. Do you also a control pages in the mammy day? Now, coupon one in Shira mammy, but that's it. All right. Bye bye. Mr. Evelyn, that's it. Just my charity. It's your can say, Monsha, Monsha, Bye bye.